Hello and welcome to the first episode of this Cyberpunk RED solo playthrough. Uh, so back in the day, I ran a lot of Cyberpunk 2020, and I still say that the Night City sourcebook for Cyberpunk 2020 is probably one of the best RPG books ever put out. I've done some book work, superhero settings and that kind of stuff, and the Night City book was the thing I was aiming to kind of to aspire to. Um, and yeah, fantastic. So when Red was announced, I had to pick it up. So I got the Jumpstart kit straight away and read through the basic rules. It seemed very, very good. Never got to play it. So all intact. And it wasn't until a couple of years later that I managed to pick up the core rulebook, the GM screen, and the Netrunner deck on eBay for the cost of less than the core rulebook. So I thought, fantastic. Okay, now I've got all of the stuff I need to play a game, and still I didn't manage to get to play it. So it's been sitting on my shelves for ages and ages and ages. And after my OSC solo play, I thought I need to start something different. We'll start something different. And lo and behold, single player mode was announced for Cyberpunk Red. So I immediately went out and purchased it. So that's what we're going to be playing this with. We've got the solo rules here. It does rely quite a lot on the core rules itself. There's mostly tables and stuff in this, and some rules about how to handle a group of characters as a group. Obviously, it's going to be very, very different from OSE, but I think we can see how this goes with it. So the idea of this is going to be is my main player character, as it were, is going to be a fixer, and we're going to effectively have kind of like a Mission Impossible kind of style setup. Is that every time we need to do a job, we will recruit a number of people in from a pool, and they will be our NPCs that help them out, and that's what we're going to do. So yeah, so I think what we need to do now is create our first player character, and then we can see how he's doing and go from there. Okay. Okay, so going into the core rulebook, we are going to use the slightly more detailed method of creating a character. We're not going to use the tables. We will be using those for NPCs though, so effectively we get what we're given for NPCs. But for our main character, I want to be able to decide exactly where my skills are going and the like. So we have got here pick a role, set a role ability, and then check out abilities. So one, where are we? So life path. Have I gone too far? Should have not gone too far, have I? E. Right. Okay. Let's get to the right section. That'd be a good start. So we are going to start off with our background first of all. So I'm gonna be picking these because, as I said, I want my character to be my character. I will randomly generate these for other people. Um, so we are going to go for a. Okay. Okay, sneaky and deceptive is going to be our personality because that makes perfect sense to me. Okay, and our dress and personal style is going to go for urban flash. We're going to go for short spiked hair. We're going to go for let's go for fingers gloves as the affectation because we are going for a full 80s style cyberpunk look. I think we're going for this one at the moment. Oh, 2 pages there. And motivations and friendships. So value most. So we've got money, honor, your ward, honesty, knowledge, vengeance, love, power, family. Um, I mean, it can't be honesty. That makes no sense. Um, I think we're going to go for. We'll go money. I suppose is one way of doing it. And then, how do you feel about other people? I stay neutral. Um, I stay neutral twice. Interesting. I like almost everyone. I hate almost everyone. People are tools. Every person is valuable individual. People are obstacles to be destroyed. People are untrustworthy. People are wonderful. I think I stay neutral is a thing here. Um, we will lie to people if need be, but we won't lie to everybody just for the sake of lying. What do you value your most? Okay, let's go for this one. This is a D10 roll. So get my dice. Oop, if I can actually find my dice. There's my dice. Oh, and we have a 4. 4 is a friend. Okay, and what values most valued possession? 3 piece of clothing. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to go for background. We'll roll a background, but I think, oh, hello, where did that go? That is a 8. So we've got a background of mega structure warrants. Okay. Which I suppose is one of the old archaeologies, if they're still around. Okay, and then we are going for your childhood environment. Now, I was looking at this earlier on and thinking there's got to be either large corporate zones, where people are. So that's a corporate star striker. There's got to be large corporate zones. Otherwise, the entire education system would crumble. No one after 2020 would really be able to learn anything. If they didn't have schools and systems like that, everyone would either learn on the street or whatever. But, your only people to be any good at anything would be really anyone at education. So it can't be terrible, but we'll see. Um, family crisis, we get a 4. Families imprisoned. Okie dokie. And your friends, roll 1d10, subtract 7. This is the amount of friends you've got, minimum 1. 2 friends. Okay, and one of them is a friend, which is our important friend. So 10. Someone with common interest is the first one. And our second one is 8, which is childhood friend. Okay, so that's probably going to be our important link. Okie dokie. And then roll 1d10, subtract 7 from it, minimum 3 enemies. 7, partner or co-worker. Okay. And the reason being 8, romantic rival. Okay. And their force is just themselves. Okay, that's easy. Number 2, 7 is another partner or co-worker. Okay, I don't have a good record for keeping partners. They have a 3. Uh, cause major public humiliation. And they can throw at me 9. A cool. Okay. So that's probably going to be someone I helped out at some point. And number 3, A strange relative. A strange relative. To be honest, if my family's in jail, it's going to be pretty strange. They are. One of them set the other up for a crime they didn't commit. Got 0 there, so I remember what it is. And they have got 6. A gang. Okie dokie. Right, so that's that one. Okay, so next up, we have got what are they going to do about it? Okay, revenge. So I've got to do revenge each one. 5. Backstab them indiscreetly. 3. Into new murderous rage and trying to rip the. Okay, that's going to be good then. Okay, so you're going to be kill. You're going to be backstab. And the family member is going to be 8. Verbally attack them. Okay, that's not so bad. Okay, so the corp guy is the person we've got to look out for. Tragic love affairs, 1d10 -7. 1. 10. 8 is killed in a fight. Okay, I'm using RP paper up. Okay, killed in fight. And life goals, let's see if make it life goals for I'll see if we like it. Live down your past life and forget it. Okay, well that'll do. Right, that's that. So role-based life path start on page 66 for the solo. Okay, so this is kind of the most important one. What type of fixer are you? So let's have a look at this. Let's roll and see what we get first of all. 3. Solo and tech services. Okay, that'll do. Got a part of work alone. Choose either got a partner or work alone. We'll have a partner this time. Okay, so a possible romantic partner. And office is a 10. Oh no, D6. Oh, and I've just realised I rolled the D10. I didn't roll that one, did I? That's 3 anyway. And a 4 for that is warehouse. Okay. Side clients, 1. Local rocker boys. And who is gunning for you? 3. Execs who want you to work with them exclusively. Okay, so that is contained to our enemy list. Okay, that's cool. Right, so that's those out the way. And then we are going for the templates. I'm not going for the templates. We're going for the down and not the down dirt one, whatever the other one's called. The calculated package. Since that starts 6, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we get 62 points to buy stats. Okay, so let's work this out. We will go through this and then we will come back once I've decided what we're actually going to have, rather than have you sit there watching me do bad mathematics. Okay, so here's what we come up with. We've got 5 intelligence, a ref of 7, a dex of 7, a tech of 4, a cool of 7, will of 7, luck 5, move 6, body 7, empathy 7. So that's going to be our core stats. I will work out the derived stats and also start looking at the skills as well. and I'll fill in a decent character sheet. And once that is done, I will come back and we can take a look at it. Okay, so this is what we finally come up with. Got this, all the stats there. Just an off thing. Not very happy with the character sheet. So we've got 10 stats, apart from we've got 9 there. The luck stat is there instead of being here, which is kind of annoying. But obviously it's got a usable thing like your hit points. Obviously it's going to reduce down. But I would have put it there anyway. The most annoying part of it is skills. I definitely know the Cyberpunk 2020 character sheet had all of the skills with the stat next to it, so you could reference the stats. So if they're intelligent skills, you'd have all those skills in blocks, and it was a darn sight easier to actually figure out where the skills were. They were alphabetical that way. Even if they just printed all the skills alphabetical here, and you filled the stat part in, which I have actually written the stat down rather than the number, because if obviously any of those reduce down, I've got to now figure out what stat is or applying to all of them. But even if they were just alphabetical, that would be a better character sheet. All the skills printed out. You could just fill what you wanted in. You skip through what you know, all the ones would be blank you wouldn't use. That'd be perfect. But for some reason, this one, which is I think is the folio character sheet, I believe from Drive Through, which I think is free, and I don't even think the ones that came with the box set are just got blank skill sheets, which is annoying. And because I was trying to write them out alphabetically, I must have made like 5 mistakes before I realised I'd missed one and had to go back and rub 2 or 3 out to go back and do it. So yeah, that's just a thing about the character sheet. Anyway, um, so what I've got left to do here, we've got to find cyberware, we've got to get equipment and the like as well. As we filled in the life path last time, we got the enemies, we've got the friends, we also got have you got a partner? We have got a possible romantic interest as a partner. So I've decided that the partner is going to be a tech. So she will be effectively like a second NPC, second PC character that will be on call almost every time. And then so the other characters will kind of come in depending on what mission we roll up. So using the set one of the other character creation rules, I think it's going to be the one where we roll on the templates to see what's going on. We will create her. And then when that's done, we'll go through them all and we'll get the equipment and the cyberware and all that kind of stuff as well. And that will give us our 2 main characters as our core of the group. And then we'll figure out what the mission is. And then we'll get some characters to kind of help out and see what happens there. So I think for the moment, we'll come back hopefully with a name for this character and names for all our enemies and the like and our second player character. And we'll be back. So as I said before, we'll be generating our tech randomly. So first thing we need to do is our culture origin. So roll a d10 and see what we can get. 3, Western Europe. Dutch, English, French, German, Italian, Norwegian. Okay, Western Europe. We'll have Western Europe. That will go for that. That's fine. So Western Europe. Okay, and then we have our personality. 5, picky, fussy, and nervous. Okay, interesting. Clothing style. 7, bag lady chic. Okay, interesting. Vagrant. Okay, and then we've got a hairstyle. Again, 3, short and spiked. And then affectations, 3, ritual scars. Okay, interesting. Right. Value the most, 6, vengeance. Okay, right around my camera and my microphone. It's not easy. Feel about most people, 3. Uh, I like almost everybody. Okay. Okay. Things you value the most, an 8. Public figure. Okay. And most valued possession, 3. Piece of clothing. Original family background, 8. Megastructure Warren Rat, that's good, that fits in. Environment, 9. Drift Nation. Family Crisis, 7. Long-term conspiracy. Okie dokie. Friends, 1d10 -7. Minimum of 0. Okay. And enemies, 1d10. Okay. Where's that go? 1d10 -7. 2. 2 enemies. Yep. Person you work for. And 4. Childhood enemy. Okay. What I can throw at you? A 10. Entire government of agency. Okay, right. Agency. And childhood enemy. Okay, that's the first time I've ever had that happen. A 1. Just themselves. Okay, that's fair enough. And they won't go out their way. Okay, so that's obviously begrudgingly. And sweet revenge. Oh, crikey. 10. Set out to murder and maim them. Okay, what's that? Okay, so that's, yeah, more than happy there. Murder. And the other one, 4. Okay, yeah, that's enough. That's another murderous rage. Okay. And then tragic love affair. 7 minus 7, d20, 0. Okay, that's cool. And then life goals, 2. Power and control. Okay, so that's it for the motivation. Then we've got tech on page 58 for the basic stuff. Okie dokie. So let's change that onto the other piece of paper. Okay. What kind of tech? Now, 2. If this doesn't make sense, we'll pick this because some of it might not make sense. Vehicle mechanic. Actually, that works pretty well because the idea is that obviously she's supposed to be part of his organisation. He's got a rocker boy group. Maybe they fix buses, tour, make sure the tours are all right and all that kind of stuff. And the idea, maybe for the corps, maybe they supply unmarked vehicles so they can do black ops and all that kind of stuff. That could be quite interesting. Right, and then we've got a partner, so that we've kind of done that already. Workspace we've already determined as well, so we'll keep that the same. Main clients, so she may have her own main clients. Let's see what we come up with there. Local solos, usually for weapon upkeep. So that's interesting. So maybe she does solos on the side, which again might give us our solo link when we need a solo for a job. 2, supplies, strip gear from bodies of firefights. So let's say that's going to be Rex after. firefights for equipment, and then who's gunning for you? One. Combat Zone Gang want you to work for them exclusively. Okay, so maybe you've done some really cool upgrades, and they want their stuff updating. Okay, so that's that. And that's it for the tech background. Okay, so all we've got to do now is determine stats. So let's go to the stats page. Okay, so stats is going to be 1d10 roll to get our stats. So we're going to have a 9. Now, just check the tech. Tech's 4. So I think we might move some of these numbers around just to get the slightly better tech. Oh, here's your template roll by roll. Oh, you're an idiot. Okay, it was a 4. So 4 is a tech of 8. That makes more sense. Okay, 4 for stats. We will leave that for that. Derived stats we can work out later on. Skill packages, we'll take the standard skill package from the kit and use that. And then also the cyberware stuff we'll take from the kit as well. So we'll give her a basic amount of cyberware that comes with the kit. Same as weapons and like as well. We'll work that all out. So what we'll do then is we'll go and fill the character sheet in with all that kind of basic stuff. We need to find some names for these people and obviously give some cyberware to our fixer. But we'll probably use the kit as well that comes with that to kind of give some base ideas what's going on. And when we've done that, we will be back and we will determine what our first job is. Okay, so this is what we've come up with. I filled in all the information from the basic equipment. So we've got a fixer, decided to name him wish list, and a real name of Liam Murphy. Got a sketch there as well, I just did earlier on. The gear he's got is from the wish list as well, same as the cyberware. We've got an audio recorder, I think I added on there, voice stress analyzer, subdermal pocket, an internal agent, and a cyber audio suite. We've got a standard agent, a bug detector, a computer, and disposable phones, and some very heavy ammunition. Also found that he's got a studio apartment, 1,500 a month, in the Marina float houses, which is, I think, north of the main city. Which again, there's a particularly good article in the Interface Red DLC that's got all of the studio apartments and the exec apartments listed on the map to show where they are. So that's been very handy. So we've got that. So that's him sorted out. All his stuff as well. We've got the obviously don't name the partners yet. We haven't named the rivals as such as well. One thing we did do though is use the Wildside book from Cyberpunk 2020 to actually get a contact list going. Yeah, so in here we have 3 contacts rules sets. One of them's again fast and loose and like the same character generation. The one I've used is basically a points-based system. Even though the roll ability is different in 2020 than Red, I've used the same math to kind of get the same amount of points. And basically with the points is you buy contacts that have got like a rep rating and reliability rating and a capability rating to see how good they are. And you can basically pick where they come from. So we've got a solo, which is hopefully going to be our heavy backup in case we need it. We've got a club owner, which we haven't decided where club's going to be yet. We've got an independent music channel because he's got links to the Rocker Boys, and that gives a kind of a way into kind of hopefully get some airtime for his band he supports. Tech research, which is not the NPC, the other character we've got as the partner, but that's somebody else in another area of expertise. And then we also have pages. We have a gang member from the Scavers, which is the scavenger group that live around the float houses. Thought that'd be pretty handy because that means you can probably lay your hands on some tech and other stuff as well. Got a homeless guy who's a snitch, who's basically there as kind of just like word on the street kind of stuff for anything else. He probably wanders around the town kind of getting stuff and paying off getting paid off for information he's picked up as he goes along. And then last one we've got is a thief that specialises in burglary and shoplifting. So that means if we need minor break-ins, that kind of stuff as well, a little bit of information, we can possibly play the thief to do it, and we get to roll the chance to if he's pulled it off. Trouble is he's not particularly capable; he's incapable, and he's only seldom his availability. So he's reliable. He won't sell you out, but he also not particularly great and not particularly usable for his availability. But if you want some maybe something small breaking into, save you kind of doing it, that gives him an option. So that's that. And then as you go up in your rank in your role abilities, you get more points, spend on more contacts, and you can expand your web that way around. Obviously, you can kind of tailor them to what you want to be. The operator, this description kind of gives you an idea of where kind of like the level of your contacts are. So we're not going to have presidents and CEOs of companies. We're going to have kind of street level stuff until you get to really, really high levels. So that kind of influences where you should probably pick your kind of contact lists. But yeah, Wildside, very, very good book. It's still available on PDF, so well worth it if you want to supplement anything from 2077. So next up, we have our partner. So we did exactly as I said. She's called Rev. She's a tech. We got the same cyberware suite as from the suggested one from the book. Skill set suggested one from the book. Ammo and all that kind of stuff as well. Equipment is all suggested in the book. She's got a maker level of 4. We have got she's got a crime family as a background, which we laid up last time. So what we decided now is that her betrayal was by a member of a family, I believe. So she's probably involved in a crime family. They sold her out, or they sold part of her family out. So maybe her family is kind of like one of the kind of the minor families attached to a major crime family. I think there's at least one operating in Night City that owns a restaurant in Little Europe, I believe. Um, so she's gone, basically left them behind, changed her name to a new handle, and tried to make her way in the world that way. But there's always someone out there kind of looking for her. She's got the same thing. Got some apartments. We're in the studio, the converted studio motel apartments, which is in Hayward, and they lay just under or near one of the main ways out of Night City, used by nomads and stuff like that as well. So she does a lot of car work. She's obviously operating on cars most of the time. She's got a garage there with a kind of warehouse. That's where she's operating from, and she shares the warehouse with Wishlist as well. So that's where the base is going to be. It's going to be on that area there, and that's where Wishlist is going to be traveling over there to do it. So we've not got any cash at the moment. So I think what we'll do is we'll look on the hustle table that's in Cyberpunk RED, and just give an idea of kind of like what you basically get that for every 7 days you're not operating on a edge runner mission. You can kind of roll on that just to kind of earn a little bit extra pocket money. So what I'll do is we'll say that they've wiped themselves out. It's kind of effectively like the first week of January in 2045 or 2044. What is it, 2044, 25? Anyway, first week of January, we'll see how well they are coping with the money situation, and then we can actually roll up a mission and see what we've got to do next, and see who needs to be hired, and favors called in and the like, for dealing with it. So let's just grab the Cyberpunk RED rulebook and get that looked at. So take Wildside out. Put RED in. There we go. Okay, so we've got a Solar Netrunner Tech Hustle. So first of all, we'll start with her. So 1d6. Last 7 days, she has been working on modifications and repairs on some weapons. She's got a rank of 4, so she's got 100 euro bucks in her pocket at this current point in time. And our fixer, our fixer is a 4. Deal went south. You keep your head down till it blows over. €0. So our fixer has no money. So our fixer is now in a situation where desperately needs some cash. She's got $1,500 to try and make before the end of the month to actually get paid off. Just as a side note, one thing I find very fascinating. I'd love to know if anyone knows what the reason is um, why the character class is not put in here in alphabetical order. It's always Rocker Boy, Solo, Netrunner, Tech, Meg Tech, Media, and then it goes back to Exec, Fixer, and Lawman. And why are they just not like character classes in D&D? Wait, I know, and have them in all in alphabetical order. I always find it fascinating because it's so weird to try and find like the Exec. I think is pretty much the first one on there. Why is that not the first one there? Why is Rocker Boy the first one? It's odd, but there you go. Anyway, so we've got 100 euro bucks in our text pocket. So then we just need to basically see what the situation is and what the mission is going to be. So let's grab the solo playbook. Okay, so page 50 of Cyberpunk solo play has the list and tables in it. So we'll start from there. So we have a D10 roll to determine who is hiring us. So roll D10. We have typical, goes under the book. We have a 7. We have Street Combat Zone. So Street Combat Zone, we have 2d10 for 9. A street vendor. Okay, interesting. Okay. And then we've got... Okay, street vendor. Right, that's fine. So now we need to go to what's the mission on page 72 and see if this makes any sense. So we can take this obviously. Mission type, 1d100. 47. I locate asset. Okay. Right. Find the focus on page 31. See this is it's all very lovely having all these bits here, but oh, is that on? Oh, okay, that's okay. Just find the focus. That's all from the listen tables. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, well, first thing comes to mind is street vendor, locate an asset. Someone's nicked his street vending cart. There we go. That's where we've got from there. So someone's nicked his street vending cart. It's probably someone that Wishlist knows, passes every day, maybe buys some stuff from him each time. Goes out there in the morning. He's sitting there on the ground, probably got a punched face and a couple of bruises on him. Someone's come and stole it. He don't know what's going on. He wants him to go and see if he can retrieve it for him. So that is cool. Let's have a look. What else we got here? Oh, get the actual right page. That might help. You idiot. Right, just a second. Okay, so we've got the escort thing. Now we can look at the MacGuffins. D6, a 5. Street Combat Zone. Yeah. So Street Combat Zone is D2D10. 4 and 4 is 8. Escaped experiment subject. Okay, that does not fit, I would say. So we're going to re-roll that. For 12. Kidnapped NCU student. No, don't like that either. 17. Protest riot. Okay, right. Okay, right. I think I have an idea. So let's write down what we've got so far quickly, and we'll come back. Okay, so with the random rolls, we have our main plot for our first mission, which is Felix Miller, street vendor, for kibble, probably parked outside of the apartment of our fixer, willing to pay €1,000 because his cart has been stolen. I think it's going to be stolen from somewhere off outside the marina, so it's a little bit more dangerous. And he strongly suspects that it was done so because the New Year's Eve or whatever it was, there was a race between some rival booster gangs, and his cart got in the way, caused the cars to either swerve, one of the cars to either curve or swerve or crash, and basically he got threatened that he was, that was going to be a problem. And then his thing's been broken into, and his cart been stolen. So that's the plot. So I've got an idea how this could possibly escalate. Probably with like bets being placed and other people being involved and all this kind of stuff. But as a basic, straightforward mission, this is it. Wants the fixer to go and find it for him. There's potential armed resistance, so he's got 1,000 euro bucks, which is kind of the minimum for armed resistance. But at the moment, it's just a matter of investigating, finding out who the booster gangs were, where they operate, and all that kind of stuff as well. So we'll do that. So that is kind of established our plot for our first adventure. All the characters are done as well, or at least our two main characters as well. We'll print some extra sheets off in case we need to recruit a solo. I might even roll a solo up, or at least use the standard arrays of stats and stuff between now and the next session, so that we have a solo in waiting just in case we need it. Yeah, I think that's it for now. So all the creation stuff is out the way. Next session will be the first official session, sessions 1. And we can continue with the story and see what happens next, using our random tables and the like, and hopefully we get an interesting story. So there you go. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.